Welcome viewers to another edition of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Today we're here to Walvis Bay, where Leandria Mowers caught up with local journalist and author Taati Niilenge.
I would say I started writing when I was very young. Before I started studying journalism, when I was at school, I was already writing. I was forever in my room writing. I don't know, I was someone that I like observing. I just sit and look at something and then an idea comes up. I start writing. I like poetry. I like art. I just started writing. And I think I was a teenager by that time. My grandparents, I remember my grandfather came in one day. He's like, are we treating you bad? I'm like, why? I don't know. What are you writing? Are you writing suicide notes? I'm like, no, I'm writing stories. And I would share these stories with my grandfather. He also became involved. He would ask me, so what's the next chapter? So what happened to this girl? What happened to that girl? So I started nurturing this whole writing thing. And my friends would be playing outside. I would still be writing. Sometimes my grandma would come in and say, go play. I'm like, no, I'm not going to play. I'm writing something, my next chapter. So when I got to university, I already knew I wanted to be a journalist. A few women started writing stories, and we compiled this book. It's called Between Yesterday and Tomorrow. Between yesterday and tomorrow. So what we write is we write about women's issues in Namibia. You know, it was like different tribes trying to write about gender-based violence. This thing started a long time ago, gender-based violence.
Yes.
Started talking about gender inequality, marriages, early marriage, all of these things. So we were writing stories about what happened to young girls, what happened in marriages, so this is what we wrote. And then I think the following year we wrote another one. And then we also wrote an HIV/AIDS book. So this is where all my stories actually started, apart from the short stories that I used to write when I was younger. So yeah, this is where I started. Oh, I love children. I love children. I love education. I have an education center at the back of my house where I recruited young people to teach others, you know, after school. It's an after school center. So I think I met this little girl, Pewa, that is at my center. She goes to my center, and she came one day, you know, and just asked me, when do you write your next story? And I asked her, I'm like, what do you mean? No, I want you to write another story. I'm like, what story? So I didn't realize that she had read these stories.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she was I think she was grade 5. Yeah, and I'm like, no, I write news, but I do write news. I write news every day. She's like, no, like the other stories. And then she showed me this book. And I'm like, oh, okay, wow, I forgot about that. But what would you like me to write about? Write about me. I'm like, okay, what about you? She started developing this whole storyline of, you know, the other time when we went to the beach, you know, we saw dolphins, we saw seals, why don't we write about the ocean? And then these books can go out to communities, like rural communities where children don't know about the ocean. They don't know about Warfish Bay. I'm like, this is a good idea. So I took her out on a boat cruise. We wrote Pewa's Ocean Adventures. That is it. So what I did is I took pictures of her, you know, when she was amazing a seal, how she was amazing a dolphin, whatever excitement that was. I took pictures of her, and then we developed a storyline, and Pewa's Ocean Adventure was born. It was so popular among all young people, you know, at her school, everywhere. And we decided that, okay, this is not enough. Let's go on with Pewa's Namibian Safari. This one speaks about the Namibian desert, yes. Speak about Swakopmund, Walvis Bay, what is it? The desert, camels, whatever else is happening at the coast. So we decided to go on with Pewa's Namibian Safari. I'm a Christian. First of all, by the grace of God, I'm a Christian. So I like coming to the beach. So there was this day that I was just sitting there looking at the waves, looking at the boats and everything. And, you know, it was a stormy day. It was a very stormy day. So I could see this little boat, you know, going up and down, up and down. And I was like, wow, it looks like this boat is in trouble. And that thought just came. I'm like, God, it looks like the storms of life,
Yes.
you know. Why do we have storms of life? You know, why do we go through storms? What is this whole thing? We are children of God. We are born again, but we don't understand, like myself, I don't understand life. Why do we go through storms? And God started speaking to me. You know, all these thoughts that started coming, I was like, wow. You know, because God said, this is a stormy day, but come back tomorrow. I was like, why would I come back tomorrow? It's like, no, come back tomorrow. So when I came, I returned the next day. I found the boat, the same boat, in calm waters. And I also found some dolphins jumping over the boat. I was like, wow, this is beautiful, different from yesterday. And God said, you see, weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Do you see how calm it is today? This is me. I'm not the storm, but I can always promise you that I will get you through the storm. There will be a calm day. So I was just listening. I was like, wow, the still small voice. You know, I started writing this. I don't know how I wrote it. I have no idea. The only thing that I can say is that I didn't write it. God wrote it. I was just typing it because the things that were coming, I was like, God, I don't know these things. How is it that I'm writing these things? He said, no, it's not your book. It's my book. You're just the typer of it. Tell my people that I am with them in the storm. I'm the still small voice. So this is how I wrote the still small voice. And I thought my assignment was done, actually. I thought my assignment was done. I printed it, I sold it. People called with their testimonies and everything. But then there was a day that I had a dream. A pastor came to me and he told me that you're not done. I'm like, what do you mean? You're not done. And I was like, what do you mean? They gave me a list with 10 titles on them. I'm like, what are these? Like, no, you're supposed to write another book. I said no. It was too traumatic. It took a lot of time. I got tired. It was this
too much.
is it.
Yeah.
He said no, but God says you're not done. So okay, I obeyed. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to write about? It's like, he'll tell you. So when I woke up that day, I was like, God, what do you want from me? And suddenly the word came, the plan. I'm like, the plan? What plan? He said, tell my people that I know the plans that I have for you. It's plans to
29.
prosper you.
Yes.
According to Jeremiah 29:11. And again, I was amazed. I was like, God, what do I write about the plan? And suddenly he started giving me testimonies, you know, reminders of testimonies of how my friends got through situations, how I got through situations. You know, even though it's going stormy in your life, he has a plan for you. So the plan has testimonies on it, testimonies of my friends, my family members. This is just to strengthen you. And then I still thought I was done because I'm a journalist. I write news. I don't write books. I still thought I was done. And then one day, I was here thinking, I was looking at our young people, and I just realized that, you know, our young people in Wolfish Bay do not know where they come from. I was raised by my grandparents. They used to talk about the old location. My grandmother used to talk about her friends. She used to talk about all these wonderful things. And then it just dawned on me that, why didn't you ask more? She passed away with all these secrets. Where did you come from? Where did your family line start from in Wolfish Bay? How did she come to Wolfish Bay? How did her friends come to Wolfish Bay? Because the younger generations do not know about Wolfish Bay. I just decided that let me write a story. So this is how Wolfish Bay started. Wolfish Bay, our story. So what happened was that I interviewed some old people in this town. They're not here anymore. I only found 3 really old people. There's a woman, I think she's 95 years old now, and she remembers everything about the old location, how it looked like, how they moved from the old location to Quisip to Naravo. She remembered how clean this town was. They still miss the clean town. So yeah, so I wanted people to remember their days. I wanted them to laugh. There are jokes about my mom and her friends, how they used to get into trouble. They are, yeah, so people are laughing about these stories and everything. And actually, the good thing about this is when you meet young people, like in town, and they're like, wow, I read your book. So there was no Quisip Moon. I'm like, no, there was no Quisip Moon. So we lived in an old location, yeah. And then, it prompted these young people to go out and go ask their grandparents for stories, And what's your story, Grandma? What's your story, Auntie? You see, this is why I wrote Warfish Bay, our story. And the other thing is that is so surprisingly, I never liked history. I never liked history. At school, you won't tell me about history. I dropped it. I didn't like history. But after writing this story, I discovered that I wrote a history book. Imagine, I wrote a history book and I never liked history. So this was actually very interesting. So this is my story.
Introducing 061 Express, brought to you by Synergy in proud partnership with Windhoek Express. Here's your chance to make your voice heard to celebrate the businesses that make Windhoek exceptional. From your favorite coffee spot to the salon that always gets your style just right. It's time to shine a spotlight on the gems of our city. Over the next 8 weeks, it's your chance to vote for your favorites to recognize the best of the best. Nominations open on the 25th of April and close on the 5th of May. To nominate your favorite business, simply save this number, 085 785 6231, and WhatsApp hashtag 061 Express or scan the QR code below and follow the on-screen instructions. By nominating your favorites, you're not only supporting local businesses, but you also stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Namibian dollars in cash. The voting process will be the same as the nominations process, using the Synergy chatbot and the hashtag 061 Express. Voting opens on June 5th and closes on June 23rd. Make sure to cast your votes for the best of the best. The winners will be announced on June 28th. 061 Express, celebrating the heartbeat of Windhoek. Get ready to make your mark.
Next, Frida Moloto chats with Omaruru-born civil servant and councillor Simson Ochurub, who shares more about his life and times.
Okay, my name is Simson Mario Ochurub. I was born in Omaruru. I grew up in Chimep. I completed my primary school and my high school in Chimep. From there, I moved to Windhoek, where I did my IT course for 2-3 years, and then I got my first employment at the Ministry of Education at the Kunene Regional Council. From there I went to the Ministry of Safety and Security in the Namibian Correctional Head Office at the Namibian. And then I came back to the Ministry of Education, Kunene Regional Council, and then I went to the Erongo Regional Council or Kombaya Settlement. From there I came here to Correcas Town Council. Overall, I'm a 33-year-old young public servant for the past since 2011, and my overall experience in the public sector has been an educational journey. I've learned a lot about administration, and as well as what it takes to be a public servant, to enforce and bring about development in rural communities. My passion is seeing that tangible results are delivered to the citizens of our country, and also to deliver on the mandates of my employer. It doesn't matter what type of duties I have to do, as long as the strategic objectives are implemented. That is what drives me as a public servant. My experiences in Korigas, I've been here since August 2022. It's now my second year here. I'm the personal assistant to the CEO as well as the mayor. My experiences are, it's been a challenging journey, since it's my first time in a local authority setup. Actually my second, but the other one was a settlement. But here it's more challenging environments because of the administration and the politics that are there. But it's all about you balancing yourself and knowing your job descriptions and just keeping in your lane. And that is actually helped me to develop myself in the sense of emotional intelligence, as well as to know what is my mandate, or what objectives, what is expected of me as an employee of Korigas Town Council. And also I've learned a lot about diplomacy and protocol, when it comes to the setting up of VIPs that are always here at our offices, and arranging logistical meetings and stuff. So in a nutshell, I've learned a lot in the Korigas Town Council. And also my journey for the future is for me, it looks bright, because I'm pursuing currently my public administration. I'll be pursuing my honors as well in the next 2 years. So that is basically what I'm targeting. And life doesn't end where you are. My message to the young people out there is, you need to be robust about your future. You need to take it hands on, and don't let any other interference derail you from your objectives of becoming greater every day. I always tell myself changes comes with challenges, but then if you have small habits, if you change your small habits, then your changes will become visible to you and to the other people around you as well. Korigas in general is picking up slowly. Development is picking up. We have the vocational training center that is almost nearing completion. We will have the first intake in June, I understood. We have infrastructure that is slowly being developed, roads that are slowly being, it's all about the funding. But I'd like to encourage young people to grab every opportunity that they see in the town. We have issues of accommodation that will be a challenge, once these people are absorbed into our town. So identify those business opportunities. Take a small business venture. Myself, I've been doing the Beltong business called Kunene Beltong and Choose. You guys can check it out on Instagram, Kunene Beltong Choose. This is one of the ventures that you need to have more than one income stream. So challenges will be there in your personal capacity, in your professional capacity, but then you need to keep focused and just learn and redress from every challenge that you get. Basically, from my side, that is the message that I can give to the nation. Thank you.
Okay. How do you tackle personal business and your professional job?
It's quite a challenge because, like I said, I'm in the food processing industry, the meat processing. You need to be, to be there at both sides and to manage your time, productively. What I do is I have employed two people. Those two people are the ones that are assisting me on the ground. They will check up for me once I'm not there. But my future dreams is to have a meat processing plant, and who knows, maybe I will also become a full-time entrepreneur, because that side looks lucrative more than this side. But then, like I said, my passion for service delivery is also the one that keeps me in office. And I believe that I will remain as a public servant so that the people can benefit from my labor. How I balance myself, it's quite a challenge, if I may put it that way, because my duty here at the office as a personal assistant is very demanding, and running a business also is also a demanding part, but then I try to, balance them every free time that I have, and also my studies as well, my assignments, nighttime. We don't sleep at night, but this is what we need to do if you want to, get to the success line. They say, in order to reach success, you need to do what other people are afraid of doing. So that is how I keep myself motivated.
Okay, any interesting thing about your life?
The interesting thing about my life is the transformation. My transformation has been remarkable. If I have to look back at the old Simson, people that know me will know my story. And the transformation, it can only be God. And I encourage people to change their lives and, to grow closer to God. That is the only way your vision can also be enlarged and you can see greater heights with your own naked eye. My transformation, as I said, was I quit alcohol 3 years ago. I think to me, alcohol was one of the challenges that have been hampering my progress. And I will encourage, I cannot tell everyone to stop drinking, but just look at it and see. If you try to quit alcohol, you will get more time to do other positive things in life.
Okay, do you mind telling us how you overcame that alcohol part of your life?
Yeah,
the alcoholic part of you.
It's not an easy one. People always ask me, especially my close friends ask me, Simson, we've been always buddies, at the bars, and how did you just pick up, that one day wake up and change that? Like I said, it is a thing of changing small habits, and I've been testing my grounds, while I'm transforming. I've been testing, will I be able to do this and not, and so forth. But basically, your experiences, your personal experiences also help you to change. My experience with alcohol was not something that I should remember, because I would overspend, I would be broke, I would not have friends around me, so it was also a thing of financial management that I needed to become more responsible. We don't grow younger by the day, we grow older, and we had responsibilities. I have kids, I have parents that look up to me, and I have a community that look up to me as a leader. So these were the attributing factors that assisted me to quit alcohol.
Okay, anything else you'd like to add?
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia, when we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians sharing their stories. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and oneup2.com, and broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Algemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@synergy.com.na.